My name is Emily Lavasser, and I'm applying for the high school literacy coach position that is open at Prisma. I have been teaching for the last 10 years. I started as a teaching assistant in 5th grade, moving up to being a lead teacher in 5th grade 2 years later, followed by changing schools within the same charter network, but moving to 6th grade and going subject specific in math and science. I've worked with students of a variety of ability levels, both in reading and written expression. I have worked with students in all abilities of spelling, grammar, and phonics. Specifically in 5th grade, I read both fiction and nonfiction texts with students within large group and within small groups. Within those small groups, I took the groups that were not on grade level based on our testing data and specifically targeted their needs, which were generally comprehension and vocabulary expansion, so that they could grow in their understanding of a nonfiction text. In 6th grade, I taught both math, pre-algebra, and science, or life science. And so in life science, I provided different, some original texts, so like from some of the naturalists like Beatrix Potter or Sacagawea, or some of the people who studied nature and now brought it forth. John Weir is another one. So they read specific passages in science for comprehension and for understanding, but it would still use some very high-level scientific vocabulary. And so I taught techniques during class of different ways that students could try to understand what they were reading, even if their reading was not on grade level. My pedagogical philosophy is student-centered. What the students need is what I need to be helping them provide. I plan by beginning with the end in mind, meaning where I want them to end up at the end of the school year, at the end of their school career. I keep that in mind first and then decide what steps do I need to take to get there. I believe in a holistic approach. I do not think that teachers are just teaching to the intellect of a student, but to so not just to the mind, but also to the body and the soul. So social emotional learning comes into play, as well as physical, and getting them up and doing things and not just sitting in a seat taking notes and learning all day long, which kind of dovetails into my next part of my pedagogical philosophy of collaboration. I believe very strongly in having students work not just individually, where I think there is some merit, but also working together with one person or with a small group to create something bigger than they could have created by themselves. And finally, I want to create a safe space for students for learning to happen. So what that means is that mistakes will happen, and mistakes are okay. That is a very, very hard concept for students to understand, because they have been taught for so long that they have to be perfect the first time. They cannot make any mistakes whatsoever, and if they make mistakes, they're bad people for it. And I don't believe that at all. I believe that mistakes are a chance for more learning, and that mistakes are an opportunity to say, okay, well, that's one way that it doesn't work. Let's find a different way. Finally, why am I excited about Prisma? The more I read about Prisma, the more excited I got. Because I thought, okay, so you have flexibility for students to develop their strengths, or the collaboration, which is also a high priority for me. But I think the thing that struck me most was your real life applications through internships and through projects where students take the stuff that they're learning and actually apply it to real world situations, so they don't just feel like, oh, when am I going to use this in real life? I saw that like a prism, every child is multidimensional and has the ability to shine. I love that statement, and I want to adopt something similar to it.